Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Fabulous. Coming up later in the show, we're going to visit with a crazy man by the name of Charlie. It's
my dad.
It's her dad.
He's awesome. He's not crazy.
He's not crazy, but he is crazy funny, and we're going to laugh our tushes off because he always makes us do that. So we'll be laughing at him later in the program, and we got a lot of great stories to get to as well. But first, I have your quote of the day. This is from Bert Jacobs, University of New Hampshire, 2010. There are a lot of these things that were said at graduations, and that's what this was. I wish I could tell you the secret to being forever young, but no one's figured that out yet. But if you see the glass half full, simplify your life, and give yourself to a worthy cause, you'll be happy forever. Bert Jacobs, University of New Hampshire, 2010. I like that. I like that a lot. And you should see the glass half full. Don't see things glass half empty. There was a quote that I shared on my Facebook page. Somebody else had it on their page, and I loved it. It said, "Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened." Dr. Seuss. I was like, oh, I love that. Love that quote. So just be happy that things happen rather than sad that it's done. Coming up, we've got Tuesdays with Charlie and much more fun stuff to get to. I don't know what I'm saying. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner trying to do your own website, maybe it's time to get help. Or if you don't even have a website, it's definitely time for help. It's 2018. This internet thing is here to stay. At 49bydesign.com, we offer a simple plan to get you online for just $49 a month with no setup fee. This includes a website with the hosting and domain name included in the price. We have larger packages available, but this will get you online so people can find you in 2018. We're affordable by design at 49bydesign.com. That's 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Tuesday, the 12th day of June. It is National Jerky Day. You know who's a big fan of jerky?
You are.
Yeah, this guy right here. Also, National Loving Day. You know who's a big fan of loving?
You are.
Yeah, man. I love you, baby. It's also National Peanut Butter Cookie Day. I like those as well. Red Rose Day. Not disappointed with those. And National Call Your Doctor Day. Well, we'd have to blow it somehow, wouldn't we? I got nothing against calling my doctor, but here's the funny thing. When they give me a form and they tell me, who is your family doctor? I don't even know the answer to that. I don't have a family doctor. I haven't been to the doctor in so long. I just put Dr. Seuss now. So I'm like, so your family doctor's Dr. Seuss? I'm like, apparently. All those fun things happening today. Celebrate Jerky Day and Peanut Butter Cookie Day and Loving Day, all on this 12th day of June. It's a Tuesday. Thanks for listening.
John and Heidi.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-818-3967. 800-818-3967. That's 800-818-3967. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
John and Heidi.
Time now for Is It a Prison or Is It a Vineyard? You ready, Heidi?
Yes, I like
I'm
this.
only going to give you one now.
Okay.
Because I don't have enough of these, and I need to come up with more. So we'll just do one. How about this one? You tell me if this is a vineyard or if this is a prison. Russian River. It's in Forestville, California. Russian River. Is that a vineyard or a prison?
A vineyard.
It is a vineyard. Good job, Heidi.
Thank you.
Have you ever had any wine from there?
No, I don't believe so.
If it was a prison, have you ever been there?
I don't believe so.
You've never been to prison. So no. All right, we've got your brain on drugs coming right up.
John and Heidi.
This time of year, there are many parties, weddings, cookouts, and other events that often include alcohol. If you're drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. The Addiction Hope and Helpline wants to help. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, there's a toll-free number you can call, 1-800-438-0380. That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline, 1-800-438-0380, 1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. Police reported that a drunken Florida teenager drove his car onto a golf course and then did some donuts on a fairway before crashing into a sand trap and then he couldn't get out because he was stuck. 19-year-old Jack Robertson reportedly barreled onto the Bayou Club at about 6:30 p.m. this past Tuesday. They charged Robertson. They say that he drove with willful or wanton disregard. That's kind of fun to say. Willful or wanton disregard for the safety of individuals who happened to be playing on that course at the time. It was open, and there were people golfing. The defendant was witnessed doing donuts on the fairway and driving on the course. The defendant then crashed his vehicle into a sand bunker and got it stuck. And they said after they collared him, his blood alcohol level was recorded at more than twice the legal limit, charged with felony criminal mischief and a pair of misdemeanors, reckless driving and driving under the influence. So, have you ever driven a car out of the golf course?
No.
I did one time. I didn't drive. I was in the passenger seat. We were driving past the golf course, and a golf ball hit our windshield and broke it. And my dad, I'm not even kidding, stopped the truck, turned, and drove on the golf course right over to the guys. He's like, hey, you guys just broke my windshield out. We're parked on the golf course in a big four-wheel drive truck.
Oh, man.
I'm just sitting in the passenger seat going, please, nobody that I know. Please, don't be anybody I know. I'm like, oh, hey, it's my principal. How you doing? So, yeah, fun stuff. My dad was probably drunk at the time, too. I don't know. I don't remember that for sure, but he usually was. All right, this has been your Brain on Drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, Jimmy Fallon surprised some students last week at the Stoneman Douglas High. He attended their graduation this last weekend. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
If I was famous, I would do cool stuff like that. When I attend things, nobody even points it out. They don't say, hey, John Small stopped by the buffet the other day. Really? It's not a big deal. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle received a country home from the Queen of England as a wedding gift.
Wow.
That's a pretty nice wedding gift.
That's a very nice
That's a
wedding
very
gift.
nice one. And Real Housewives of Atlanta star Keena Moore debuted her baby bump on Instagram last week. Have you
know who that
seen it
is.
yet, Heidi?
No,
me neither.
don't care.
You're not following her on Instagram?
No.
Are you on Instagram?
I'm not on Instagram.
I'm on Instagram.
Actually, I think I am, but
Yeah.
I'm never there.
I'm on there.
I have
Every-
an account.
Every once in a while, I'll open up my Instagram account, and I'm like, oh, look at all the stuff that happened since I was here last. Same thing happens on Twitter. I'm on Facebook every day, and then I remember LinkedIn like once or twice a week, but then the other ones, I'm like, I just don't have time for all of this. So anyway, I don't follow her on Instagram or any of those. This has been Big Screen, Little Screen on this Tuesday.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
John and Heidi.
Now your scoop of the day brought to you by 80sinthesand.com. A Delaware Burger King has been closed after video surfaced of rats crawling around on their buns.
Oh,
That's kind of yucky.
Boy.
I've got a link to that story if you want to read all about it. It's in our show notes. Yuck.
That's horrible.
Yeah, and it was just that one particular. So don't penalize the whole chain because of that. A Michigan State physicist is accused of having relations with a dog. What?
Oh,
What
okay.
kind of... What? I'm going to just move on. Archaeologists in Italy have they uncovered a rare bit of evidence of a Roman crucifixion that is similar to the way Jesus was crucified in the Bible. So, but this was in Italy. So it was a Roman crucifixion. So they're trying to figure out what was going on there. Doctors in the UK are warning that robots that they've been talking about lately, these, companion robots, could spread STDs and could also cause people to think pedophilia is normal. So maybe steer clear of these robots they're talking about.
I think they're a bad idea.
I can't believe these stories even made it into my scoop of the day today. We're going to move on here. We're going to get to something a little more normal, like this. A Denver Uber driver was arrested and charged with first-degree murder after a passenger was found shot dead on Friday. Well, that wasn't so normal.
No.
So this was last Friday, because I think I got this on Thursday. Uber, by the way, the drivers are being hit by higher gas bills due to the rising cost of fuel. So I guess that's turned into a big problem. And then I just read that there's a huge increase in taxi drivers, like people who drive taxis, hanging themselves because of the pinch that they have been put in because of Uber.
geez.
So, first of all, don't ever do that. That is not the answer. That is a long-term solution to a short-term problem. But Uber's in the news a lot today. That was the third Uber
that's
story in
really
a
sad.
row. It is very sad. Study by Brigham Young University found that high-strung mothers often raise children who have behavior issues. So, or do the children have, with behavior issues, cause them to be high-strung mothers?
That could be.
I don't know. This could be a chicken and egg effect here. A Pew Research study found that consuming too much bad news could make you sick. I don't feel well.
I could see that because you're just miserable and depressed and angry. And
Here's the thing that I think is crazy. We don't have cable anymore at all. Like, we don't have the channels at all. But every once in a while in the office, we'll have a TV on and it's got like the news channels on. And every single time I look up on Fox News or CNN or MSNBC or
it's like
CNBC
the sky is falling
or Headline News, all of the news channels, every single time my heart skips a beat. I'm thinking, oh no, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I have to kind of look for a second. I'm like, oh, nothing. This is just normal. Okay. This is just a regular day. But when you first look at the screen, if you're not used to that, like not watching it all the time, every single time I think, oh man, we're in trouble. What's going on? And it's just a regular news day. And a really sad story. Not that I want to end on a sad story. There's two sad stories. So we're going to hopefully find a different one here. An 8-year-old pet dog was found dead in a cargo area at a Delta airplane during a layover en route to Newark, New Jersey. How sad is that?
That is very sad.
So, and I've got another story that's sad, so I'm going to skip that one. I'll go down to, I'm trying to find one that's not sad. That's not good. That's not good. Oh, hey, this is one that's interesting. Luxury brand Louis Vuitton, you've heard of them, right?
Oh, yes.
This is kind of a weird story here. They hired a shaman to stop the rain from falling on their day of the French fashion show. His ritual is said to have held off the rain in one of 3 shows in which he was used. So that's interesting. Never heard of such a thing. There you go. Couple of bizarre stories, and tried to end on not such a sad note, but this has been your Scoop of the Day, courtesy of 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
Do you have ideas for t-shirt designs, but you don't have a clue how to print them? Or maybe you'd like to have t-shirts and coffee mugs available to buy online with your business logo printed on them. There's a website that makes it easy. We set ours up in about 10 minutes. There's no sign-up fee, no minimum orders, no monthly fees. It's just a really easy way to put some cool items online for sale, and you get paid every time somebody buys them. You don't have to print or ship anything. Just sign up, upload your designs, and then let people know where they can get your cool stuff. More details available at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday, just because we can. We pick up the phone, we call my father-in-law for a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
Tuesdays with Charlie on the John and Heidi Show.
How you doing, Charlie?
Hey, it's Tuesday and I'm fine.
That's awesome.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
Well, yes, we saw your wife. She was on her little vacation, her little trip, and she stopped to see us, so...
Okay.
Yeah. She still hasn't made it home, huh?
Oh,
Maybe she left you. No. Well,
couldn't be that lucky.
no, come on, Charlie. So what kind of cool stuff we can learn about today?
Well, let's see. Let's just go right down the old list here, okay?
All right.
Now, this is one of them I usually do at the end, but we're going to do it at the front. And this is just in case you care, which I know you don't.
Of course I do.
There's a species of fish called slippery dick.
Really?
I want to see him.
What is it?
It's a fish.
Slippery dick.
Oh. I've
Oh.
never heard of that one.
Apparently a scientist had a sense of humor that day.
That's why I do this stuff, because there's a lot of stuff you don't know.
There is.
Yeah.
We learn new things all the time.
And then here's a word that's real long, and I'm going to try to pronounce it, so don't hang in there.
Okay. We'll let you pronunciate the word.
Xenophilocopathia.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You know what that is?
No.
It's the fear of an empty beer glass.
Oh.
I think you suffer from that, don't you?
I do. I suffer really bad from it. Let's see. Hey, okay, you know that I drink Schlitz.
Yes.
Did you know that they invented the brown bottle back in 1911?
No kidding. I did not.
That's why I think there's only one beer that comes in a clear, and that's like Miller High Life. That comes in a clear bottle.
Yeah.
I think
Beer comes in a brown bottle.
Corona does too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. That's clear.
Oh, well, who drinks that?
He's talking about real beer, Heidi.
Yes.
A lot of it comes in green bottles, too. Green and brown, I noticed.
You know what? That's something to do with the rays that go through the glass that protects the beer longer.
Yeah, it changes the flavor of the beer if they're in clear bottles.
Well, there you go.
Bottle and give it to me. It ain't going to be in a bottle that long.
That's
anyway.
exactly right.
Okay, then, after Custer's last stand, Chief Sitting Bull became an entertainer and toured the country with Buffalo Bill's Wild West show.
No
He
kidding.
did? What did he do?
I don't know, probably whatever he wanted to do.
Whatever he wanted to do is the correct answer.
Oh, man.
Now, here, and the last thing here, do you remember Elvis Presley?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
He had a reading chair in his bathroom.
A reading chair?
In his bathroom, but I thought we all did.
Well, pretty much, yeah. For men.
Would you have another chair in there?
I don't know. In case you feel like reading?
Wanted to have a meeting in there, have a place for somebody else to sit while you're doing your thing.
I'm going to the reading room.
Yeah.
He
see, there you go.
probably had a huge... I bet it's not like like your bathroom, like they shoved an easy chair in there or something. I bet it was enormously huge.
So it was a big bathroom.
Yeah. It was probably more like most houses' living room, and he had a chair in there.
Put your feet up here. No, I can't. I'm sitting there.
This just got awkward all of a sudden for some reason.
We better quit there. You got a question?
Oh, hey, you're done?
Yeah, I think I'm done.
I thought it would never end. All right. You ready for a question, Charlie?
Sure.
All right, here we go. This is pretty good considering we've got it coming up this weekend. There are more collect calls this day than any other day of the year. What day is that?
Father's Day.
Father's Day it is. Do people still make collect calls?
I don't think that's a thing anymore.
It probably is, because if you're calling from a landline, you could still make a collect call. Kids, back in the day before there were cell phones, people had to pay for long distance, and they would call collect, and then Dad would pay for it. Well, you have a good Father's Day this weekend, okay?
Okay, I'll try.
All right, we'll call you collect. Bye, Charlie.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can. It's a little program we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner, you should consider using radio. Radio is a powerful tool. Over 90% of us listen to the radio each week. Imagine if this ad was talking about your business, helping you hit your goals. We can help. We can also create a fun jingle, too, to get people singing your song. When you put words to music, they're 9 times more memorable, and that makes radio work even better. Learn more at RadioReallyWorks.com. Radio jingles to help you get better results with the money you're already spending. RadioReallyWorks.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In 1998, more fast food employees were murdered on the job than police officers. How crazy is that?
Wow.
What was going on in
Well,
1998?
that's still happening at fast food restaurants.
Well,
all these
They're
nut
smacking them with
jobs
cheeseburgers
freaking
and
out.
stuff. I don't know about murdered, but yeah, there's been several of them recently where they've been smacked with a cheeseburger or assaulted in some way. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
It says there are more cars in Southern California than there are cows in India. So there's a lot of cars in Southern California is the...
Alrighty.
And do I have time for one more?
Sure.
I do. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Percentage of Americans who say God has spoken to them. What percentage of Americans do you think say God has spoken to them?
I'm going to say 12%.
36%.
Really?
Yeah. Has God spoken to you?
No, not like where I could hear his booming voice coming
No.
from the sky.
And same here. I've not heard a voice saying, John, do this.
Right.
But I have had feelings that I felt were like divinely inspired feelings, and I've done
Right.
those things, and it's turned out really well. So I don't know. I don't know what the if I fit into that percentage or not. But 36% of Americans say God has spoken to them. A couple of fun facts, courtesy of LearnWithoutLoans.com.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner trying to do your own website, maybe it's time to get help. Or if you don't even have a website, it's definitely time for help. It's 2018. This internet thing is here to stay. At 49bydesign.com, we offer a simple plan to get you online for just $49 a month with no setup fee. This includes a website with the hosting and domain name included in the price. We have larger packages available, but this will get you online so people can find you in 2018. We're affordable by design at 49bydesign.com. That's 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
Now, your grandiloquent word of the day is vainglory. What do you think vainglory is? V-A-I-N-G-L-O-R-Y. Vainglory.
Vainglory?
Vainglory. It's all one word. Vainglory. What do you think
I don't
vainglory
know.
is? Excessive or unwanted pride in one's accomplishments or qualities. So, excessive or unwarranted, not unwanted. I think I said unwanted. Excessive or unwarranted pride in one's accomplishments or qualities. You might see these kind of things show up on a dating profile. Or maybe during a job interview. But they're saying, maybe a little too much pride in your accomplishments. You're like, look at this. I got 7th place in the spelling bee. Huh? 7th place. Also, vain or ostentatious display. And there's a sentence here. His house, car, and even his girlfriend are all just one big display of vainglory. There you go.
Alrighty.
Today's grandiloquent word, vainglory.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Now, some weird news for you on a Tuesday. We know exactly how much money it takes to buy happiness. Money can't buy you love, but psychologists from Purdue University have a new study that says it can buy happiness, and they know how much it takes. How much do you think you need to make per year to be happy?
How much to make a year?
Yeah.
150,000.
No, 95,000 per year per person, not per family. The study published by Nature Human Behavior analyzed data from the Gallup World Poll, which includes a representative sample of participants from 164 countries looking to define a point of, quote, income satisfaction, the point at which more money doesn't make you any happier, and they found the ceiling where anything over this is just a waste is $95,000 on average. After that, the subjective well-being started to fall as income went up. So it's like the more you made, the kind of like you got less happy. Emotional satisfaction, on the other hand, came slightly cheaper. Positive emotions were correlated with money, about $60,000 per year, and negative emotions decreased as the salary increased up to $75,000. These figures vary by the standard of your living, and the happiness ceiling in North America is $105,000. I've got a link to the story in our show notes if you want to read all about it.
And I would assume the stress level of the career that allows you to make that kind of money would
Probably
have a factor in that as well.
It's got to be some sort of factor as well. And if that's the case, I should be weeping right now. This has been today's Weird News.
John and Heidi.
Now, your moment of duh. According to reports, a former Apple employee's penchant for Victoria's Secret's merchandise led to her arrest and conviction. $243,000 embezzled by this young lady. Authorities in New Jersey said 42-year-old Ana Branca was sentenced last week to 3 years in state prison. She had to plead guilty in January to second-degree theft by deception. The former administrative assistant for Apple used a company credit card to make purchases of lingerie.
Holy cow.
Also Gucci and Louis Vuitton shops. But it was Victoria's Secret's purchases that Apple discovered first, leading to her undoing. Branca, who was given an American Express card for making purchases related to her job, racked up $110,000 in retail spending.
Oh, my gosh.
Director of New Jersey Division of Criminal Justice said Branca went on a lavish shopping spree at the expense of her employer, but ultimately she bought herself a state prison term.
To be fair, $110,000 at Victoria's Secret, that was like one bra and
a
pair of panties.
I think that was like 5 bras. 6 pairs of panties. I don't know. I've never purchased from there, but it sounds like they're spending.
Spendy.
I don't know. This has been today's Moment of Duh.
John and Heidi.
This time of year, there are many parties, weddings, cookouts, and other events that often include alcohol. If you're drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. The Addiction Hope and Helpline wants to help. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, there's a toll-free number you can call, 1-800-438-0380. That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline, 1-800-438-0380, 1-800-438-0380.
Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi has to tell me if this is a true story that happened in the great state of Florida, or if it's all a bunch of flubbery, if it's just fake news, if we made it up. By the way, thank you to the people who have been sending me these good stories that have been maybe somewhat tricking Heidi. You ready for one?
I'm ready.
Tell me if this is fake news or Florida. A Florida Walmart shopper was arrested for shopping in the nude. Fake news or Florida?
Fake news.
That is fake news. Good job, Heidi. All right, how about this one? Fake news or Florida? A Florida man found his way to the roof of a Wendy's and stripped down to his underwear and started yelling at onlookers. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
That is a true story. How did you know that?
I don't know.
I've got a little more detail on this one. Some of these I don't have all the details. I have a link to the story, and then, I'm just not going to take the time to click and go there. But it says, this man, St. Johns County Sheriff, tweeted they were responding to a troubled individual atop a Wendy's restaurant. The unidentified man had an argument with somebody, became irate, climbed to the roof, stripped down, and then started yelling at onlookers. He was in his underwear when the police got there.
That's a logical way to handle
The man was helped down by a rescue team. They had to close during the incident. This has been Fake News or Florida. This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. At least I think so. Comes your way courtesy of Odiva, the monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All the details at radiosavings.com. Take a listen to this. Woman runs to save drowning boy and winds up saving his pregnant mother, too. So listen to what happened here. Jennifer Potter ran to save the life of a 3-year-old boy at a swimming pool. She didn't realize that she would also end up saving 2 more lives in the process. She's the assistant manager of an apartment complex in Indianapolis, Indiana. She was driving across the property in a golf cart, and she heard a youngster calling for help from the deep end of a pool. She immediately jumped into action, ran toward the pool, and dove in to help the boy. Then she saw there was another person in distress, the boy's mother. She was underneath of her son, holding him up and making sure that his face was above the water.
Wow.
Even though she was not. 35-year-old Potter, who is the mother of a young boy, grabbed the child and the drowning woman and hauled them both to safety. After Potter's colleague called 911, the mother and son were taken to a nearby medical facility. Since the two of them are expected to be okay, Potter was praised for not only saving both of their lives, but also the life of the baby inside because she was pregnant at the time. She says, I would do it all over again in a heartbeat, no question.
Well, of course.
I'm glad I was there. I think that that's all I think about because it could have been much worse. I'm glad it was a happy ending, and we're all here today. So,
wow.
What an amazing story, and I think that is such a cool story. There's a video. There's a lot more about it if you want to read all the details. And I have that in our show notes at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great Tuesday. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.